Hello fans, collectors, investors, welcome back to Iconic Baseball. I'm Iconic Al, and as of the time of this recording, we are 1 week away from the 2024 National Sports Collectors Convention in Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm giddy with excitement. Ever since I started going to this show in 2022, this will be my third national. I can't wait. I can't wait to see everybody. I can't wait to get on the floor and to walk around and interact and to hopefully add a couple nice items to my collection this year. For most of my adult life, I've collected in the background, not something that I really wanted to broadcast or not something my friends were really into or I thought they'd be into. Didn't really know how it would be received in social circles, but we can all rest assured because now we have official word from the organizers of the National this year in 2024 that it is now officially cool to collect. So I'm putting that out there. That's big news this year. It is now cool to collect. So without any further ado, I'm going to run through my strategy for the 2024 National.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Okay, just a quick overview of my plans here. I plan on flying into my hometown of Pittsburgh and staying a few days with my parents and hanging out with my brother and hitting a Pirates game at PNC Park, grabbing a sandwich at Primanti Brothers, you know, just a classic hometown Pittsburgh stay for me. And then I'll take a car to Cleveland, about 2.5 hour drive. And then I'll probably hit the National right away on Thursday. Try to spend all day Thursday at the National and then roll right from there into the content creator event at the American Legion, which I think is pretty close to the actual IX Center. So I'll definitely be going to that content creator happy hour event at the Legion on Thursday night. And then I'll be staying with a good college buddy of mine in Akron, Ohio, which is maybe about a 25-minute drive from there. And so I'll be staying with him Thursday night and Friday night. And it'll be great to catch up with him because he's a bit of a collector himself, and so are his 2 sons. So I can't wait to do that. And Friday night, it'll probably just be more hanging out with him. But I'm going to the show Thursday and Friday. So in past years, 2 days has been enough for me to find what I need to get and interact and have a good time at the National. I don't feel like I need all 4 days or anything like that. But the items that I'll be actually targeting at the National, and I have a slightly bigger budget this year because I've moved along a couple duplicate items from my collection. I sold a Upper Deck authenticated Mantle baseball, which was an extra for me, and an Upper Deck authenticated Hank Aaron baseball, and a couple other smaller items. So my budget is a couple $1,000s higher this year than it has been in years past because I have sold off a couple extra items from my collection. So that's exciting. I'll have a slightly larger budget this year. So I'm targeting for my top tier purchase 1 of 3 autographs of early greats, pitching greats. The first of which will be Cy Young, which I'll be looking at a slabbed example of a really nice Cy Young autograph, and then Walter Johnson. So those would be my first choices. For my primary pickup would be either a Cy Young or a Walter Johnson autograph that has been slabbed, authenticated, and a really nice example. Tertiary pick would be a Grover Alexander autograph. So if I could lead the National with 1 out of 3 of those autographs, a nice example, then in terms of pickups, that'll be a success. So I will pretty much target 1 of those first. That will be the bulk of my budget, will be used on 1 of those 3 items. And then with whatever I have left, I have a list of other items I would be targeting with the remainder, what I have left. And we'll start with the earliest items first. These are all for my Pirates Hall of Fame collection. These are more obscure cards that I don't expect to see there, certainly not in the price range that I'll be looking to see them, but a 1915 Cracker Jack Max Carey, which is a Pirates Hall of Famer, and in that iconic Cracker Jack set. And I've wanted a Cracker Jack card for a long time, and it'll kind of fill 2 voids in my collection, one being Playing Days Max Carey, and also a set from that beautiful Cracker Jack set, or a card from that beautiful Cracker Jack set. Another card I'll be targeting is the 36 Worldwide Gum Arky Vaughan, which a Canadian release, a beautiful set, an expensive set, a set that is difficult to acquire Hall of Fame cards from. So again, fills my Arky Vaughan void in my collection. I don't have a Playing Days Arky Vaughan, and I would like it to be from that set because it's a difficult set and not a lot of examples graded. So 36 Worldwide Gum Archivon. And then finally, for my Pirates Hall of Fame collection, the 58 Hires Root Beer Bill Mazeroski. Another beautiful set, has that kind of knothole gang look to it, but I love that it's an early Bill Mazeroski. I think it's from his second year. It's before he hit the big home run, but the Hires Root Beer set is just gorgeous, and it's one of those more obscure 50s sets that I love, and I'd love to own an example of that set. So those are the 3 Pirates Hall of Fame ads that I'll be looking for. I'm not optimistic that I'll find one or any of them at the right price, at the right eye appeal, but I'll be looking out for them. And if you happen to run across one of these and you have my contact info, let me know, because I'll be interested in looking at that. And then I have a whole list of 50s cards that I've always liked the look of, I've always liked aesthetically. And so as we've seen the market correct a bit with some of these higher pop vintage cards, more available vintage cards, I'll be looking for nice examples of these cards, maybe low grade examples, but ones that present really well, because it's really the look and the eye appeal of these cards that I'm after more than anything. So the first one would be the 50 Bowman Yogi Berra, which might be the most beautiful catching card that exists. And for a secondary Yogi Berra card, I think that's the one that I want. So the 50 Bowman Yogi Berra in a 2 or a 3, but a 2 or a 3 that presents well. And right up there with beautiful catching cards would be the 51 Bowman Roy Campanella. So between those 2 cards, I think you have probably the 2 most aesthetically beautiful catching cards, I think, in the hobby. So I'd love to add both of those, or one of those, at the National this year. The reason I really want to target that 51 Bowman Campanella is because I have the 52 Wheaties, which is the same image of Campanella ripping off the mask, looking up, and it's also on the Stahlmeyer edition. So that Campanella image is such an iconic image. It is the Campanella image, in my opinion. And so that I'd love to have that double take of the Wheaties and the 51 Bowman in my collection. Moving down, we have the 53 Bowman color Stan Musial. I mean, it is the quintessential smiling pose of Stan Musial, a beautiful mid-career shot of Stan Musial, and I don't have a 53 Bowman color card in my collection, and that is the one that I'd like to own. So the 53 Bowman color Stan Musial is one that presents well. Moving down, 53 Johnston Cookies, Warren Spahn. I really like this more obscure mid-50s Johnston Cookies, a regional release, and you know, it's an expensive card if you want the Hank Aaron. But for the Spahn, they're actually more available and more affordable. So I'm looking for a low to mid-grade Warren Spahn from the 53 Johnston Cookies. And I just love that card. I love it to be a secondary Spahn card in my collection and a representative for that from that Johnston Cookies set. Moving down, 54 Wilson Franks Bob Feller. I love the Wilson Franks cards. They have so much character to them. It's mid-50s, it's golden age, and the Bob Feller is quite reasonable compared to some of the other, you know, Ted Williams or more expensive cards in the set. So I'll be looking out for the Bob Feller, especially being in Cleveland this year. It'd be kind of cool to add a Cleveland Indian all-time great at the Cleveland National. So I'll be looking out for that 54 Wilson Franks Bob Feller. Another one would be a 56 Topps Roberto Clemente. I don't have an early career Clemente. I don't have a white back from the 56 Topps set. I have the gray back, a Koufax, in my collection, but I don't have a white back, and I don't have an early career Clemente in my collection. So I'd love to add the 56 Topps white back Clemente in a low to mid grade, but a well presenting card. And then finally from the 60s, I don't have a Venezuelan, and I'd like to own a Venezuelan card of preferably a Rod Carew, an early career Carew. I like the 68 Topps Venezuelan Rod Carew. It has the Rookie Cup on it, so it's a significant card of Rod Carew. It's an early career, and so I'd like to add the 68 Topps Venezuelan Rod Carew if it appears before me. It's a rare card. There won't be a lot of them available, but at the right price and the right eye appeal, that would be a cool one to add. Then there's a couple modern cards that I'd like to look at. I'll be targeting a 2001 Topps Chrome Traded Ichiro Pujols. I think it's a very iconic card, especially with next year Ichiro being inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's probably the only Hall of Fame rookie card that features 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, and I think it will continue to grow the popularity of this card. It is not a high population card in relation to more modern stuff. It was put out during a lower production period, a lull in the hobby, if you will, in 2001. So I'll be targeting a PSA 9 of that 2001 Topps Chrome traded Ichiro Pujols rookie card. Love to add a copy of that card this year. And then finally, a 2005 Justin Verlander rookie card, preferably in some kind of a parallel. A 2005 Bowman Draft Refractor, a 2005 Topps Gold, 2005 Topps Parallel. So something a little bit low population, but I want it to be a 2005, which is the first year he had professional cards. So a 2005 lower population Verlander rookie card, because I don't have a Verlander rookie, and I think he's kind of in a lull right now because he's been injured for a lot of the first half. I see him coming back the second half and maybe starting to pile up some more wins again, and maybe making that creep toward 300 wins, because I think eventually it seems to mean a lot to him to get to that number. If he can do it, I think Verlander's legacy will be really solidified with 300 wins. He may be the last pitcher to get 300 wins. So some kind of a 2005 Verlander rookie card would be great to add this year. So those are from pre-war to modern, some of the things that I'll be looking to add at the show this year. So kind of represents my style of collecting. All eras, but all-time greats. All right, well, thank you for sticking with me, and I hope to see all of you at the 2024 National in Cleveland. If you see me, if you run into me, say hi, because I have custom cards, which I am more excited about these custom cards than I've ever been for any custom cards that I've brought to the National with me. They are T205 replica custom cards that were made for me by Scott at Reindeer Studios, and they are amazing. Now I've gone ahead and weathered them so they look the part. So if you see me, say hi, and I'll give you one of these customs. So I look forward to trading customs with you and hanging out, and we'll see you in about a week. Until next time, keep collecting and stay iconic.